Hello everyone, welcome to another unboxing. It's been a couple of months. Actually, this will be the second video you'll see from today. The Lucy unboxing. This is a collective haul. Everything I got between the months of April and May, the worst 2 months of my entire life. But we will get into that a little bit later. So we actually have everything for this collective haul here already. So that's a first. So it's going to be 2 packages from Mercari Japan, 1 package from Deliver Korea, 1 package from Paysable, and then 1 package from China. We'll get into it. So this is actually the first package that arrived in April. So this is mostly going to be me fully collecting Stay Alive. And it's been so long, I completely forgot what's in here. It should be all the album cards I needed, plus I think like 2 or 3 pop sets, I think. I kind of went crazy. Okay, so, yep. So, and you know the deal. So I'm going to take everything out of the plastic and I will be back and take my name off of everything. I kind of don't like how this is bending in here. But I guess also I shouldn't have kept this in here for a month and a half. Today is May 30th. So I've had this for about 6 weeks. But we'll get into it. I've actually decided it's going to be way too much work to take my name off of everything, so we're just going to be very careful. Okay, so we have this Stay Alive Pop, which I think is Monster X Photocard size. So we have Suman. Here's the back. Also, Lucky Draw. Cool. It has been so long, I have no recollection of anything. So yeah, I got this package in April, and honestly, I don't entirely remember why I didn't unbox this right away at the time. I'm thinking it was because I wanted to wait until, here's Jay. I got other packages in, I think. I don't remember. Yep, so I can't believe Stay Alive was this year. It seems like so long ago. Here's she. Oh, that's gorgeous. So it's about to be June. STAYC is having a comeback in June, but they haven't announced it yet. So what that's telling me is that it's probably going to be a digital single. Unchild had their debut in April, like the end of April, and it was, oh, I forgot, Seyun was blonde. And the backs are all the same. So yeah, Unchild had their debut in April, and it was also a digital single. So I don't know what's going on at High Up. I don't know if they lost like a distribution deal or something, but it is kind of concerning. So here's an album PC, but it is kind of concerning that they're not doing physicals. And I was thinking, if I was an Unchild stan, would I be mad that that STAYC got a physical and they did not? You know? But yeah. But then somebody reminded me that Teddy Bear was announced only 2 weeks in advance. And that was a single album with a physical, obviously. We have the Suman. And like there has been like a lot of Swift saying that High Up has been mismanaging STAYC, which I think is true to an extent. 11 months without a Korean comeback is crazy. And you can kind of say that's what kind of started their not so commercially successful era, like the year between Bubble and Metamorphic. I'm sorry, Teen Fresh and Metamorphic was kind of bad. But like it's the same thing that this gorgeous Yoon. But it's the same thing that happened then, right? They went on a world tour. And at the same time, if High Up had them do a comeback, right? Like in the right, because that schedule was kind of crazy. So, was it S? Yeah, S came out in March, and then they had a Japanese comeback. Then they had their world tour. No, they started their world tour in Seoul, and then they had a Japanese comeback to match their Japanese tour dates, and then they had their world tour in the US, and then they had a Korean comeback. So their 2025 was packed, and if they had like an end of year Korea comeback, you know, people would have said that High Up was overworking them, which I would have think is true. But it's like, what can you do? And they've been pretty booked and busy, right? They have like some acting gigs. They do festivals all the time. They release a lot of vlogs and variety content. I will say admittedly that I have not been keeping up with it. I haven't watched like a vlog from them since Staycation, I think. It's been a very long time. But you know, the content is there. So we'll see. I wonder if this comeback is going to be like a mini or a single. I still don't entirely know what a special album is for like I Want It. I thought maybe it was going to be like limited fan signs, but they were doing fan signs until like November. Another Shein. So yeah, don't really know. Oh, we have these. I didn't realize until after I bought them that these were the sticker thing again, like with Lover Killer. So that's kind of unfortunate because these are annoying to store. But I think this should be all 6. So we have Isa, Shein. These are pretty photos. I like the fans. That's why I bought this set in the first place. I think these are even smaller than the Lover Killer stickers. I finally bought Suman's in this package so we can compare. Bangless Yoon era was such a fever dream. There's Sam. There's still so much to go. Alright. I'm kind of going slow. But I'm also kind of yapping. But also, there's not that much left for me to really say. It's just that I am excited for this album. I don't know if it's going to be a single or a mini. A mini would be good. We had 2, 3 song releases last year. And like, if this is going to be their only comeback this year, at least a mini would be good. I don't think we're ever getting another full album again. Not for a very long time. There's Sam in this gorgeous jacket. I'm so glad I ended up collecting this era. What was I saying? Right. So yeah, I mean, like, if a mini, maybe like a 7-song mini. But like, also, I don't really understand how High Up is going to differentiate the two groups. Cause like, sound wise, Unchild's debut was kind of given like Bebe, I think. Kind of. Lyrically, it was totally different. Also, like, I didn't think this would happen for High Up, but they kind of fell into the 5th gen trap of, like, not focusing on vocals. So maybe, like, you know, STAYC will still be, like, their vocal group, but then Unchild will be, like, their more, like, trendy group. I don't know. But also, we've heard, like, 4 songs from Unchild, actually. So their debut was 2 songs, right? Because High Up was always going to be stingy. But then, oh yeah, someone with the glasses. But then we heard a fan song that they self-produced, which was cute. And then like an unreleased song. Where was I going with that? I don't know. But yeah, so and then also with like BEP splitting, I just don't know where the song's gonna come from. Speaking of Stay Alive, if I can remember correctly, I don't think Rado did every song. He could have done none of the new songs. I don't know. I can't remember that. Okay, so I've been kind of bad at showing the backs, but they're all kind of the same. They just these just have their signature. Then the other ones are like completely exactly the same. STAYC also announced a fan con, but it's the dates are kind of weird. So obviously there's a couple of dates in Korea, I think a couple of dates in Japan, but then they're going to Australia for like a couple of dates. So that's interesting. I was kind of wondering. Oh, there's 2 in here. I was kind of wondering for storing this. Maybe I want to put this in the 6-pocket binder instead of the 9-pocket binder because I have a little bit of space in the second 6-pocket binder. Not enough for like a full Korean era, but maybe just enough for Stay Alive. So we have J set here. Actually, we're kind of almost done. But I will say it would be kind of annoying if I set it up and then I run out of space. So then I'll have to take everything out. Okay, assuming. I am on the fence on whether or not I'm going to film my binder storing video, like my buying. Wait, what? I'm still on the fence on whether or not I'm going to be filming me put away these cards for reasons I'll get into later. But if so, we can go through that together. Okay, so far, none of the cards look bent, so that's good. Also, due to reasons we'll get into later, I'm not sure how thorough I'm going to be collecting STAYC's new era. If there's an era to collect, obviously, if it's a digital album, there'll be nothing to collect. But if it's an album with a physical release, like I don't know if I'm gonna do any fan signs. I just really up into the air. I'm leaning towards no, but also like all the lucky draws and stuff they do. I might. It's like I feel like some of these cards are so like similar, but I'm like literally 2 sides of the pendulum. Either I'm going to collect a lot or I'm going to scale it back. I'm just like, I don't know. All right. So next, let's unbox this real quick. Unfortunately, the only Suman sticker I found, I had to buy a whole CD, but this is another pull because I think I only got 1 pull from this. I'm not back collecting their previous eras, I don't think. But it was just that I had everyone but Suman, so I was like, well, let me just get Suman. Oh yeah, it is the same size as these. If you wanted like a full unboxing of the CD, I have a video on my page from when this first came out. We have Yoon, which I think this is new, I think. Okay, and that is it for STAYC. However, that is not it for this Neokyo package because I do have some Heesoo duplicates. So first we have this unit card, which was kind of expensive, but that is to be expected for winner's benefit. I was really on the fence on what I was going to do about unit cards for the duplicate binder, but then I figured just buy it and figure it out later. All right, so for these, I literally only needed this card, and I could have got this. Oh, this is really damaged. Even worse. But you can kind of, oh yeah, you can tell right there. And I could have got this elsewhere later, but I didn't know. But these I don't need. I already have them. This one I have way too many of. Well, actually, I think I got rid of a lot of my duplicates in this for this set. I was rewatching my last unboxing haul because I couldn't remember what was the last thing I unboxed, and I did say that getting the duplicates on Mercari Japan is kind of wasteful because you have to pay, like you can only buy cards one at a time, and you have to pay the export fee on every card. And this is another card I could have got elsewhere later, but I kind of already alluded that I bought some cards in China, from China. So that like opened up a whole new market for me. But at the time, I didn't realize that was a possibility. Same thing with this one too. Could have easily got this in China. We have this one. It's so gorgeous, so precious. All right, so that is it for the first Mercari Japan box. We're going to go directly to the second one, even though it was the last package to arrive, just for continuity's sake, and I won't have to move the camera up for the package. So let me reset real quick. There's not that much in there at all, so it'll be quick. So yep, same size package. There's only like 4 or 5 things in here. Unfortunately, 2 things got canceled. One of them wasn't that big of a deal. It's just that I could have bought it in my Japan haul. I mean my China haul. The other one is a big deal, and we'll go over it. Much smaller, but more expensive. I think this was costed more than everything else in the other package. So, because as you can see, there is a Polaroid, a couple of Polaroids. All right, so here we have. There's only one story. Pop. So actually, I'm pretty much complete with only one story. The only cards I don't have are like the pre-order cards and like M-Wave, where if you don't buy it during like the buying period, you're never gonna see it. I did see like the little hamster card thing. Sorry, I did see like the set with the hamster card. Yeah, with this one. And on the Chinese site, and I put in a buy request for it, but the seller never responded. So I'm shocked I didn't have this card already. My template could be wrong. That is a huge possibility. But as you'll see later, duplicates are not off the table. Alright, so we have this one. So this is a Hyunjin set, which was kind of too cheap to be true. I can't believe it. So this very first card is a broadcast card. Mind you, this whole set was like $7. And then we have this one. I am gonna store this, even though I only have top 3 for broadcast cards for Hello My First Love. Because Heesoo's on one page, Hayu-chan and Hobbiz on another page. I'll just put them in the middle, I think. We have this one. I guess everyone overboard for this. So maybe I don't feel too bad I didn't get in. Here we have this other. This is the mini fan meeting card. I don't need this. I already have it. This is why I bought the set. So on the Chinese site, I did see a couple of people selling the Lucky Draw for Hello My First Love. So originally I did the 3 I was missing. So and actually an Hobin too. So I was planning to switch out the signed Hobin for the unsigned one. And then on the Chinese site, I did put in a buy request for a signed Chanwan. And then on Mercari Japan, I was like, well, the signed one can go in the signed binder, so I put in a buy request for the unsigned one. Unfortunately, the seller never got back to me. Well, not to my proxy in China, so I don't have the signed one. And then the unsigned one got canceled on the Neokyo. So now I expanded top 3 to OT6, but now I'm missing Chanwan. I don't entirely know what I'm going to do about that. Part of me wants to just not store Hyunjun and Tanatorn until one day maybe I'll find a Chanwan. But I feel like that's such a waste. I've said it before. Like, not storing a set because it's not OT 6 or 7. It's kind of stupid. Just store it. But, I don't know. We can call it the high teen unit. Then we have this card. So yeah, this is all of these were $7. So two broadcast cards, a lucky draw for $7. All right, and next we have some Polaroids. So I think these 2 might be the Chanwan one. So 2 of them Chanwan, 2 of them are Hanbin. Right, so let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is Chanwan. with a posing, with a pointing pose. I want to keep it in the top loader actually. And then this is, I don't remember what outfit this is. But he both has a weird tie in both of these outfits. That's kind of funny. So they kind of match. The reason why I bought these because they were so cheap. It was $18 for both of them, like each. So $36 total. That's crazy. And actually, the seller had a couple of more Polaroids and like the decorated winner's benefit version of this for $18 each. So it was kind of crazy. I might go back and buy a couple more. Ooh. Okay, I'll show a little bit of it. So this is the Season's Greetings Day Off Polaroid. So I don't know if you guys remember, for the Season's Greetings, they had Polaroids included randomly in the pre-order copies. I didn't pull one, of course. And I want a Heesoo one so bad. But anyway. But yeah, so I was Hanbin's. And I bought that because I also finally caved and bought this. So this is the I think this is probably the fan sign Polaroid from Season's Greetings, because actually I found somebody selling Hyunjun's for like so cheap. I think it was like $30, $30 or $40. And I've had my eye on that Hanbin one for months now. So I was like, well, since I'm buying Hyunjun cheaply, I might as well buy Hanbin for that, that EOJU. Look, all right. So actually, that is it for the second Neokyo package. Actually, we're going to do the DHL package next. I mean, by DHL, they're all DHL packages. I'm at Delivery Korea. As an intermission, I did snap off two of the blades to get a sharp edge again, and that is terrifying. It's just like I'm asking for my eye to be poked out. All right, so this is the Korea package. There's literally only one thing in here, like one order, but it's a very special and expensive order. So this is a Lucy themed item. Well, this is a Lucy item. So what happened was Lucy put out merch, and my friend who I got into Lucy, and her bias is Ye-chan. She was showing me how one of his photo cards for the merch is like 10 out of 10. That's so good. And I was like, let me do a quick little search on Twitter, see if anybody's selling it. And I couldn't find it because like it's so good, it's on demand. But I did see somebody selling this, which we'll see in a second. And unfortunately, they were selling it on something called like Witch Form, which I've seen in the past, but was too intimidated to even really check it out. But this was kind of like a Hail Mary, so I was like, let me try it. Unfortunately, if you're in the US and you use Witch Form, you have to either you ship it directly to yourself, or if you're shipping it to Korea, you have to use Delivered Korea. So that was kind of annoying because then I had to pay shipping just for one package. But yeah, but using Witch Form is very convenient, right? Because you don't have to talk to anybody, which can be the worst trying to talk to a case seller. We have this Sing Up at the freebie. I don't know if this is an album card or a POB. It doesn't say anything on the back, so it might be a POB. I mean, it might be an album card. I don't remember. We have Sing Up from childhood. But here are the, I forget what the album's called. We have the lenticulars from the album, which are terribly expensive. And I don't really like lenties, so, you know. But I feel like saying my album collection was complete without them was just coping, but now it's really complete. These are so thick. So this entire set was 300,000 won, so like $260, which is a crazy amount for these. But like they were selling them all together, which you never ever see. And I was like, well, let me just do it. Like, honestly, before the China proxy situation, I wasn't spending a lot of money at all. I haven't spent much money at all this year. So I figured I might as well just treat myself, complete the collection for real. I think technically, there's like one more set from an album even before this one. But I think it's an OT4 set. So if I ever buy that album somewhere with inclusions, I'll get it. But that wasn't even on the template I used. Because that for some reason the template I used to collect Lucy did not include OT4 sets. So like it didn't include the OT4 set you got in Boogeyman. So I don't know why. Oh wow, it's like multiple. No, it's not. It's just one. It's just two. Oh, cool. All right, so that is it for the Deliver Korea package. I am super excited to have these. All right, so my name is actually on both sides of this package, so there is no safe side to open it. So yeah, here is the package from China. This is extremely heavy. We could talk about it a little bit more as I unbox it, but I used the site called Shipole, Shipole, not sponsored. But let me open it at least so I can like see inside, see what this looks like, and then we can talk about it a little bit more. Also, I will say this package looks like it's been through it. So this shipped with FedEx. I was like, this is very rare, and also I didn't have to pay any tariff, so that's good. Like, oh, well, actually, yeah, I had to pay tariffs on my Paysable package, even though I thought tariffs was over. They're unconstitutional. But anyway, when she gave me the tracking number, she gave me the FedEx tracking number, but that only activated once it got to America. She didn't give me the like Chinese one. Maybe because she didn't think I would know how to use it. I don't know, but okay. So here we go. So that's what it looks like inside. So this is the kind of like unfortunate part of the unboxing. The part I've been kind of dreading. So what I'll do is I'll set this off to the side and we can start going through this. There's a lot of weird stuff in here. Like, what is this? I'm really confused, actually. Okay, so I did get a couple albums as freebies. So I have these RU-teen albums, including this very sun-damaged one. I don't think I'll open this. I was going to tell them to just discard the albums, but I did get two only one-story albums, which, if you guys can recall, there is a chance to pull a Polaroid in the first press of the album. So, I mean, the chance is never zero. All right, guys, so let me bring you back down and let's get into it. I was dreading this. Okay, so as we all know, the one has been in their unemployed era for now, well, let's say until February. So that was 12 months, 11 months since their last comeback. But anyway, so my sleeping schedule has been kind of weird. So I remember I fell asleep right after work in April 22nd, I think, US time. And then I woke up at like 11 and I was refreshing Twitter as I usually do. And I see somebody retweet this article screenshot or tweet this article screenshot in Korean. And I see the members' names. I'm like, what's going on? So, long story short, there was a partnership announced between With Us and this new company called Pangstar Entertainment. So I was like, what is going on? And by the way, these are pretty much all going to be Heesoo duplicates. So I was like, what's going on here? I did not have this already. This might have been a freebie. I know for a fact I have that already. What was I saying? Right. So, and it's like there are so many questions up in the air. Even now, a little over a month later, there's still so many questions. Like, it kind of feels like With Us just kind of abandoned them. Which is crazy to say because this is your one group and you failed them like this, just casted them away. So apparently, according to so the article dropped, panic ensued, nobody knew what was going on. With Us has still not said a peep But then we got a tweet on the main account saying that a new chapter live stream was going to happen. And I'm like, okay. And people were like, are they changing the name? What is going on? Oh, and also, sorry, I'm all over the place. It's not like I had much to think about this, but the only thing we know about this new company is that the CEO was involved with ATEEZ's like launch debut, but like nothing else. Like how long were they there? Not their position. Like he could have been a janitor at KQ for all we know. Is this a dupe? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Oh. So yeah, it was like, what is going on? So yeah, they had this new chapter live, and like immediately you can tell like the outfits was like totally different. And oh, that's another thing. They kept saying the article said that number one, they're going to try to achieve like a global audience, and number two, they were I forget the exact wording, but it was pretty much saying there was going to be a concept change, which you know it's kind of unfortunate because we like the one for a reason. But yeah, so the live started immediately. It was kind of evident, right? They're at a new company. It was dark, and they're like their outfits totally different style. When they announced the live stream, a lot of people, including me, was kind of like, "You mean to tell me you're gonna have the members explain what's going on, not the company?" But luckily, they did have an MC. It was the same MC who they did the Hello My First Love showcase with. And actually, I do kind of like him. Spoiler alert, they did a anniversary live and they used him as well, and I think I do like him. But yeah, so and like kind of jumping ahead a little bit, everything has switched over to the new company. So they practice at the new company. The address to ship like member gifts is the new company. The new company took over like the the content, so the TikToks, the vlogs, they took over the fan cafe, so like it's like a total handover. And like the word partnership to me is, oh, let me just keep going. It's kind of like vague because um that can mean like so many things, right? So like it could be the fact that they just transferred everything over, and like contract wise they just didn't terminate the original contracts, because that's what it seems like, because With Us has done nothing for them for a while now, arguably. But now that we are getting some stuff like, vlogs and performances and stuff, it's all been through Pangstar. So you have this first album card. Oh, I love this card so much. So like that was like the first tower. The plane hit the first tower, then, and like you think. Oh, also like speaking of TikToks, they started like this variety content with like a PD that makes absolutely no sense. I actually stopped watching it for reasons we'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, I don't know. So far, I don't have much faith in Pinkstar. I mean, I had zero faith in With Us at that point, but like I don't. It's kind of like a double edged sword, because I was saying With Us doesn't know what they're doing with the wind, and so I guess a good option would be to trust them with a new company. But like I don't know, and the concept change is still really scary. In one of the TikToks, the very content, Tony said like they're gonna be skr artists. Like no, please no. um, and like I'm so confused because talking about they're dressing different, talking about being like skr artists. They've been talking about hip hop for like months now anyway. But during the live, I think they kept saying there's still going to be the same wind that we know. So we'll see. But like I said, that was the first plane. Okay, so real quick. Well, I guess it's kind of on brand. So we have these Polaroids, and they're all Heesoo Polaroids. So I guess I'll show off a little bit. So here we have this one. And we have this one. So it's literally the same outfit. And it's kind of funny because, so I reached out. This was actually, that was the first buy request I did for Shipole. And I put in a request. You couldn't post a picture, but it was the only picture anyway. But when she responded back to me, she said, "Which one do you want?" And I was like, "Can I get both?" And then she was like, "Actually, the seller wants to keep one." So I picked one, and then she's like, "Actually, the seller wants to sell both." So then I got both. And then we have this one. So this is a duplicate of an outfit I have. I won myself with a one-on-one, which I guess I'll get into right now. Let's do this one next, I guess. Which I decided, so that seller was selling like, I think they're selling like 3 or 4 more Heesoo Polaroids. But I think I feel the same way about buying one-on-one Polaroids as I feel about buying signed album pages signed to someone else. Is that like, it's not for you, so you shouldn't buy it. I can't guarantee that they were from the one-on-ones, but literally, like, pretty much all of them was the same ones outfits that I have from my one-on-ones. I am heavily assuming that these Polaroids are from one-on-ones, but to have so many for Heesoo specifically for one era, they have to be pretty much. Now, granted, they can be from the fan sign events, like the face-to-face ones, and they're rigged, like Gunnock over there in ZB1. But I don't really think so. I'm pretty sure these are from the one-on-ones. And in the very beginning, they were signing one-on-ones, Polaroids, like, what's your name? So, like, I have 2 that are signed specifically to me. That's obviously for someone else, but I feel like the spirit of it. And I don't know if they just take 2 Polaroids and just, whatever. But, like, and they don't know who's going to. Or they do know. Because I literally just saw today from ZB1 tell, like, the seller, "Hey, you want a Polaroid?" So I think they know who's it's going to. Well, no, obviously, because they did the one-on-one with you. So yeah, so like if they take a Polaroid specifically for you, it should stay with you. So although I kind of want, oops, I think one of these was a freebie. I know for a fact one of these was a freebie, so it's fine. But yeah, just in general, yeah, I'm not gonna buy any more that I know specifically are one-on-ones. Even though I kind of want to. But speaking of, so the second plane that had the tower, so 3 weeks later, March 5th, US time, so May 6th, Korea time, we got, once again, I fell asleep right after work, woke up by around 11, and I had like 2 or 3 DMs about like a Datum Cafe, so fan cafe announcement about Heesoo. And like, panic ensued. So he is on temporary hiatus due to anxiety symptoms. And like, and let me say, I've like thought about what I was going to say during this section, and I've talked to a lot of people via DMs in multiple languages. I will start just with the caveat that his health is more important than anything, more important than being in the win, more important than being my alt. So obviously his mental health is more important. So anything I will say, please take with a grain of salt. But I will say, I have never been more devastated in my entire life. And like, obviously, this isn't gonna last forever, right? Especially a group like the Wind, who has been here in spite of the odds. In spite, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, they're beating the odds of like this small group from a small company. So obviously, they're not gonna last forever. Like, in my mind, them getting to the end of their 7-year contract would be a win, which at this point, it's looking very unlikely. But I say all of that to say that, like, I was aware that, this isn't going to last forever, but I wasn't expecting this. That's assuming that this is going to be a very extended hiatus or forever. And like, going on hiatus for like anxiety is so different than like going because like you hurt your ankle or you hurt your foot. I think this is a duplicate, like a duplicate, but right, because like, in my opinion, to like recover from anxiety is like a pipe dream. I don't entirely know what they're gonna do about this, because if they've done nothing for 14 months, right? Wouldn't he, if he was going to recover, wouldn't he have done it already? I don't know if I'm being too alarmist or what. So I've been very skeptical about this whole situation. That either A, he's not going to come back for a very long time. B, he's not going to come back at all. Or C, that the Wind is going to disband before he has a chance to come back. And like, I never really said this, but for the Caesar's Greetings video call earlier this year, especially like when it was time to say goodbye, there was like a lot of sadness in his eyes, and I thought either number one, I was being delusional. Number two, I thought maybe it's because of my letter. And number three, I thought, maybe, I don't know, but like, maybe he knew that was like the last time, so I don't know. Yeah, I joke about having depression, and like, I've had very valid reasons to be depressed in my past. But like, I've never felt it like this. Usually like when something bad happens to me, I'm like, all right, well, that happened, let's just move forward. But like, what do you do when like the what do you do like when the reason why you've been pushing forward is gone, so now what? Do we just be delusional and say, okay, well, yeah, he's sending out this album and he'll be back? Good news. So this is not, well, I was just blabbing. But number one, so this is the Tanatorian for the Everland Lucky Draw. So yeah, still just missing Chain 1. Don't know what to do about that. But I did find this Chain 1 PC from the first album. So I'm technically only missing G1 from that set. But at that point, I'm considering that card way long gone. So I think I'm considering that set complete. Obviously keeping an eye out just in case, but for the most part, I think I'm considering that complete. So yeah, we got the announcement on the 5th before his birthday. So like, the birthday stream didn't happen. He didn't go to any cafe events. We'll get into that a little bit later. He didn't do anything for anniversary. It had occurred to me that last year when Tanatorn went on hiatus for Boys Planet, he still had some posts, right? So he, there was, I think it was Heesoo's birthday post. He participated in the anniversary video. And if I remember correctly, he even had some TikTok posts show up while he was away. So what this tells me is that Heesoo's hiatus started a couple weeks before the announcement, and he's been kind of checked out for a while, getting the rest he needs. I also noticed early in the year that Heesoo was ending his days earlier than the other members, just looking at their bubble posts, because I subscribed to all 6 of them. And at the time, I felt kind of crazy, but now I do feel validated, but at what cost? But yeah, like Hisu would say like goodnight hours before anyone else who was going to update Bubble that day. So he must have been like winding down, relaxing, cutting back on like activities for a while now, but like it just wasn't enough. So yeah. Um he was reading his Bubble messages up until anniversary. So there is that. But yeah, after anniversary, he didn't read anything on Bubble, and as of yesterday, Bubble got paused. I didn't think I was gonna do that. So the last package I was waiting for arrived this week. Actually, both of them, the Paysable and the last Neokyo one. And I didn't think I would be up to do this unboxing today, but I powered through, and we're here right now. Um, a Polaroid is missing, so that is fun. It might be in one of these random packages, so we'll keep going. So yeah, so I will say that Pingstar, I'm assuming it's Pingstar, got them. Also, these two are freebies. I did not buy these, so I didn't, just to clarify. Let me, this is gonna be so annoying to scoot this over, but, so yeah, Pingstar actually got them. I did buy the same card, or maybe that was a freebie, whatever. Pingstar did get them in a couple of festivals. So I think they got into like four, I think. Yeah, four. Um, and they've been doing as OT5. Um, but they're still using Heesoo's recording on the backing track. So they're still a backing track, but the volume on the Heesoo's vocals is at normal volume, so like loud. I don't know if they did that out of like necessity, like With Us didn't give them the stems to mix a new backing track, or they can't afford it. Okay, yeah, this is me just being stupid because, of course, they had to do a new mix because normally his vocals wouldn't be so loud in the backing track. So, yeah, it's definitely a new mix. That's another thing. I don't know how much money this company has. Like with High Up, obviously they got investors because you have Rado, BEP. Like obviously they had a lot of backing behind them, and then With Us had backing from Highlight, which don't get me started on them. I know I have a lot of light/beauty mutuals, so I've been biting my tongue to like the point of like blood, but and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But then they also had a lot of money, even more money from TJ Media. But this new company, how are you paying your bills? How? Um, but yeah, I don't know if they I don't know where they're getting the money from. Oh right, so I don't know. I'm gonna keep these in here because I don't want them like flying all over the place. So I'll just put you here, down here. Um, where was I going with that? Oh right, I don't know if With Us didn't get them the stems, or they can't afford new mixes, or maybe like it is very temporary because a couple like they keep mentioning that it's a short break, which I don't know if that's copium or they're just lying to us because I know he posted like this long message on Bubble, and he did say that he'll be back soon, I think. But I know for a fact during the anniversary live when they mentioned that Heesoo's gone and Parka is a temporary leader, congratulations to him by the way. But he said that it was a short break. And I'm pretty sure during the anniversary article they put out, oops, they also mentioned that it was going to be a short break. So, okay, I think these are all going to be album cards. Yeah. So I'm not going to unbox these. But I don't know. And part of me, like I said before, like, how do you recover from this? Why did they send this to me? Is this garbage? I know this is garbage. What the heck? They did it. Like, there's like 3 of them in here. What are these? I don't know. So yeah, like I said before, what's gonna change in 3 or 4 months, as opposed to the 14 months they were already on hiatus? Unless like now he's like actively getting treatment. I don't know. And it's like something's off. Like either it's like and it's like it's 2 different spectrums. Either because all right, you were on hiatus for 14 months. The group's having a comeback, which probably gonna be like 2 or 3 months of promotions, and then presumably either there's gonna be another long hiatus. So what is the point? Remember, I'm just speaking out loud, but I'm just saying, like, what is the point of going on hiatus? No, wait. Yeah, what's the point of like temporarily suspending your activities when the group is going to go on hiatus again? So either after this comeback, it's going to be doom and gloom for everyone, like it's going to be lights out, or maybe they do have stuff planned for the second half of the year, and they're going to hope that he's going to be recovered enough to do those activities. What? I don't know. They're talking about globalization. So, like, are they talking about... I'm actually kind of worried about this missing Polaroid, actually. Are they talking about like a tour? Because, like, what? What the heck? Like, are they talking about... When I talk about globalization, are they talking about a tour? Because I remember I kind of like clowned XLove for going on tour when they had like 2 songs. But, like, it really helped them. But, like, I don't really know what else they could mean by globalization. Because... Number one, the TikTok they put out, the first one, they were talking a lot and they didn't have English subtitles. So, where's the globalization there? So I don't know what's going. I don't know what the future is going to store for them. So the Wind is making a comeback in July. They hinted that it's going to be, July 14th. They said was his birthday, which is July 14th. And it's going to be as 5. Unfortunately, Heesoo specifically said he wasn't able to participate in the album in the anniversary article. So that tells me that he won't be in it at all. There was a little bit of hope that his vocals would be on the album because in that first TikTok, and there were already content, they showed them in the new recording studio, which is like in some basement, which kind of threw me for a spiral. Because I'm like, you were from the very nice recording studio that With Us had for them, and now they're recording in a dungeon. But anyway, in that video, they only showed one person actually recording in the booth, and it was Heesoo. And based on his outfit, which sounds crazy, I know it's after the BTS album. So anywhere starting late March, he was recording. Unless that was a lie. You can never trust these companies. This is definitely a duplicate, but it's double-sided. So I'll just have both. Both sides. So yeah, his vocals will not be on there. I guess she did this. I wonder, hold on. I thought maybe there was like two in like one sleeve, but so far I don't see that Polaroid. I forgot where I was going with that. Guys, what was I talking about? Just, yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be part of this. So, unfortunately and selfishly, I kind of hope this album is a single album. Because as we know with their pretty much the rest of their discography besides Hello My First Love and Only One Story, there's never any guarantees of getting OT6 versions. And you're thinking, well, how are they going to have, songs without their main vocal, right? If he has no vocals on the album. I think with this whole new concept change, the song is not going to be very vocally challenging. I think it's going to be kind of mostly rapping. Because also, in the clip we saw, he was clearly rapping. So yeah, there is that. So yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. Like, my delusion is like, okay, the comeback's in July. They'll have promotions probably until September, including like fan signs and stuff. And then maybe once that's over, he'll be ready to join back. But I don't know. I think maybe I'll feel a little bit better once he's like back at the dorm. Kind of like with Tenatorn, where he got eliminated immediately, so he was back with the group very quickly. But like once we got that OT6 photo of them at the highlight concert, it's kind of like, okay, we can breathe again. but yeah, he's not at the dorm right now, so I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's like he went back home or like if he was institutionalized. Not to make a joke about it, but that's how my brain works. So yeah, in terms of the comeback, I don't entirely know what I'm gonna do about it. In the very beginning, I was like, well, maybe I'll just do top 3 because, like, I have said it before. I hate an OT5 setup in an 9-pocket page. But I'm like, if I don't click this error now, if it is the last one, I'll regret it. And also, like, if it's not the last one, I think I'll regret it. So I think I am going to collect the error fully still. In terms of fan signs, I don't entirely know what I'll do. Now I'm going to do at least 1 or 2, like, groups. And I'm thinking I might try for one-on-ones with Tenatorn. The problem is, I don't know what the cut for him is. I think he might be more popular than Heesoo, but also after, at that point, I think it'll be like 16 months. Nobody's going to be popular. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I think I'm going to do at least 1 or 2 with him. Actually, it's kind of funny. Me and my friend were talking about me being distracted by something else because like I've been spiraling every day for the past 25 days. Oh my God, it's been 25 days. That just seems like not a lot of time, but also way too much time. See this? This might be all freebies. But then like I've been I try to reply to all of their Twitter, all of their bubbles, except for maybe Hobbin because he just types gibberish in the middle of the night, so I don't really catch him. And also, like, what do I say? Because I can't really understand his texting style. So I do reply to Tolan quite often, even when Heesoo was here. But I feel like he's been like indirectly replying to me. But then yesterday he directly replied to me on the bubble. So I was telling my friend the distraction was right in front of my face all along. Yeah, these are all freebies. What is this? Okay, so we're reaching, this is the last package. So if the Polaroids aren't in here, it is missing. So it's gonna be very unfortunate. Oh, okay, I found it. Whew. All right, anyway, let's keep going. Is there anything else I want to say? I don't know. This was a good find. I'm so glad. It's funny because, um, maybe it's not this one. Maybe, I think it's the other one, but um, what was I saying? Oh, so I asked the seller. So the seller had a listing. I asked for a couple of cards, and then she was like, "Oh, I didn't even talk about this process with this caddy." So with the Chinese proxy. So there will be more Heesoo stuff in the other package. So if there's anything I want to cry about, I will bring it up with that stuff. So let's talk about Shipole actually. So how that worked was I literally just Googled Chinese proxy and like I looked on Reddit and like this is like one of the first um results was Shipole and like they had good reviews. So I was like, well, let's just try it. Um so the website kind of reminds me of like the Thailand forwarding address where it's just like a generic form. So but you don't have to pay prepay. I don't think we'll get into it. It was kind of weird. So there was no place to put like a picture or anything, so that's why I put a link where it was only one item. And then she got back to me. I told you about that. I picked which one I want. And then going forward, after you submit that first form on the website, after that, everything else was through email. So very first step was to the website. Everything going forward is via email. So how it works is that you put in your buy request with the Emma. Emma's the customer service rep I was working with. I don't know if there's more than one person there. I feel like I was bothering her, but my friend was like, that's literally her job. But also, as somebody who's bothered at their job every day, I could kind of, whatever. But um, yeah. So how it works is like she'll reach out to the seller. And whenever she got a quote, sometimes she would like quote a bunch of buy requests together. This was about 20 or so buy requests. So yeah, sometimes she would group them together and like I wouldn't know how much the stuff was individually. So that was kind of unfortunate. And even like payment, she said, okay, it'll be this much money. And I was like, okay, how am I gonna pay? She's like, you could pay through PayPal. And I was like, can you send an invoice? So I was making her send invoices every time. I just like that extra level of protection. Number one, I know it's the correct amount, and number two, like it's a little bit more official. Um. So yeah, and then how it worked was you would just have to send her an email with all the buy requests. And at first, I didn't number the links, but she said, "Hey, can you number them?" So yeah, link 1, link 2, link 3, link 4. Total, there was like 24 links or 25, but some of them got canceled or like the seller never responded in time. This is a duplicate, unfortunately. Um, So yeah, overall, I think since like there's literally no other way for me to buy stuff from that website, and also I use this I bought from only one website. The English name is called like Goo Fish, Goo Fish. The Chinese name is something completely different. I don't even get me started on how to pronounce it. But yeah, it's like the only. I mean, as like the only way for me to buy from that site. It was fine. Like I said, because she kept um lumping the prices together for certain buy requests. I didn't get a detailed breakdown, so I don't know if I overpaid for anything. This was such a great find. I'm so glad I was able to find this unit card. I know earlier in the video I said that, this pre-order cards are impossible to find after the fact, but I did find this one and the other one from this album. So yeah, the seller, she was pretty much dropping her whole collection. Unfortunately, she didn't have too much stuff from the first two albums, but yeah. So we have this one. Oh, my minis. I miss him so much, and it's only been 24 days, and like I feel I did buy that card twice. Dang it. Anyway, I feel so selfish, right? Because like I said, his health is more important than anything. But I'm like, I can't even watch like the OT5 fan cams. I just retweet it and just like move on. So we have this one. And then, so this was the card where, so like I asked the seller, I put in a buy request for a couple of cards, and the seller was like, oh, she has way more cards. Just let me know what you want. And like some of them she had laid out, but this was literally in like one of these. And like you could just see like the blue sweater. And I said, wait, is that this card? If so, I want to buy it. And she was like, oh, good eye. I'm like, you don't know how serious this is for me. So pretty much I was able to really clean up for our youth team too. I think I want to say in total I'm only missing like 20 or so cards, like duplicates. I'm actually almost done. This took me a lot sooner. I thought I was going to be a lot more sad. Maybe I distracted myself by yapping this whole time. But like it does hit me that like once this is done, this is it. This is like it for Heesoo for the foreseeable future. I pray that at the very least he'll be back by Season's Greetings time, so we'll have that to look forward to. But if he's not, then like it's over. And also like I said, the group may not even get a Season's Greetings. So we got this card. I wish I would have asked the seller or asked her to ask the seller if they had two, because I would love to have both of them, like show both sides. They also included this as a freebie. I wasn't going to store these in the duplicate binder, but now that I have both of them, I might as well. I think this might make an odd number of cards for this though. I'll have to double check that. Alright, so next are the Polaroids. So here we have this one. I literally have, this is from the, not from the, but this is from a one-on-one, the same one I have. And the outfit is I'll show the outfit. This is the only one music video outfit. So now I have 3 Polaroids in this outfit. So 3 Polaroids and 2 signed photo cards. Unfortunately, that makes 5, which is uneven for the binder, but I don't know. Next, we have this one, this Heesoo Polaroid. I have a second one in this outfit. I bought it on Mercari Japan. Here, I'll show the whole thing. This is a Hyunjin Polaroid. from their 700 day. It's kind of like funny that so for Heesoo's birthday I was making an edit of like all our fan calls together last year, and he gave me such a sweet speech on the 700 day fan call, and I used that as like the intro, and like I put the edit to a bittersweet song like Happy Birthday by Sufjan Stevens. I put it to that song just because it was kind of like a somber mood anyway, since it's been so long, since they've been active, they've been through a lot. And then literally like the week after I finished the first draft of that edit, that's when the news that he was going on, like he was suspending activities. That's when that news dropped. So like it made it even worse. Like I was supposed to go back and clean it up a little bit, and I just couldn't. I just posted the draft version. Unfortunately, you can kind of see the sadness in his eyes at the very end, and I wanted to edit that out, but I couldn't go back to do it. So I don't even know if anyone even noticed that. It's like for a split second. But anyway, and then last I got Hyunjun's sweet potato Polaroid. So that means out of the 7, I have 3 of them. All right, so yeah, everything came. That is good. So that's it for the Chinese Proxy unboxing. Would I buy from them again? Yeah, like I said, I don't really have any other choice, and it was relatively smooth, and she was relatively responsive, and relatively quick. So yeah, I'll give her a 10 out of 10. Emma at Shipole, we're besties. All right, we're actually already. It's only been an hour and a half. I don't know if that's more time than I thought it was going to take or last time. But that being said, it's time for the last package. I'm actually going to stop recording for a second so I can clean up and take a break. So I will be back. It's going to be like immediate for you. So okay, this box is kind of too big to fit in the frame, and I'm not even going to open it on camera. Well, like I have to open it on camera for Paysable, but I'm not going to include it in the video because I don't want to unbox this upside down because there's a lot of fragile stuff in here. So, and also there's stuff I gotta take out that is not for this video. So I will be back. All right, so the first thing we're going to unbox is a package from my personal friend. So this is going to be, so my friend, he did a Heesoo birthday cafe. So here it is. It was Heesoo's lucky day. Unfortunately, Heesoo wasn't able to go. And so like not a lot of people turned out. So he sent me a lot of freebies. There is one thing I paid for. There was this other item I was kind of hinting that I really wanted. That we'll go through. So this is the bag. Pretty good. And here is the thing I paid for actually. So even like when he was showing me everything he was making, I asked him if he could send me this. It's a slogan that I don't know. Oh, it looks nice. Actually, it looks better in person. It's like, am I going to hang this up? I don't know. Here's the back. I like it. Look at his eyes. Oh, such beautiful brown eyes. So yeah, so he sent me a bunch of freebies. It's kind of unfortunate because he lives in Singapore, so like he traveled, like he made all this stuff, bought all this stuff, brought it to Korea. I think he is happy with how it turned out. But obviously it would have been, nicer if more people showed up. You know, like when I was first like actually like diving into like um fan culture, I was kind of like wondering when people go to fan cafe, do they just go for the chance that the idol would show up, or do they go to like enjoy the cafe itself? As somebody who's like terribly introverted, for me it'd be like the latter. All right, so I got he sent 2 of these, so now I have like 2 for Chinawan. I have 2 for Heesoo. Actually, we both have a mutual who draws like she draws a lot of stuff for the ones she drew these. There's a button. I'm gonna open this. I think he asked if I can like post a picture on Twitter. Oh, this is nice quality. It's nice and thick. I don't know what this is. What is this? It's a clip? Oh. And then we have a keychain. Oh, this is adorable. Oh, I love this actually. But yeah, so we have this keychain. This keychain is adorable. This is definitely going up. I'll save the last two, the most important 2 things for last. This is a thick photo card. Oh my gosh. We have this. This was a tough event for me because this was in person only. They did like a fan sign and they did like a one-on-one Polaroid. Like they took a picture with the fan. So I was all Twitter that day. And then there's this. Oh, I didn't realize the back was shiny. This is from the Season's Greetings fan sign. And then here's the pouch. Oh. So for these, this is cool. I really wanted this one. So is this plastic? Come on. Okay, so this. Wait, how does this work? Is it just like that? Oh, you can't. Oh, I guess you can't really see it, but it's like this is that. But this is what the actual standee looks like. And then we have this one. I'm not going to waste time unboxing it right now, but this is what it looks like. Alright, so that's it for the smaller things. Let's move on to the bigger things. You know, so in I'm gonna put this actually. Also in his like bubble message when like he announced when he's like spoke his side of the story, I guess to say, he mentioned how like, you know, he was gonna return with like that bright smile again. And it hadn't really occurred to me until my friend pointed out at when he okay, so my friend, like I was saying, he recently, oh, I cut that out. So what my friend told me, well, my friend didn't start doing in-person fan events until Season's Greetings. So he's only done like 2. But when he went to another fan cafe who had like photos since like the beginning, no pun intended, you could tell like he like his smile was literally like so much brighter. You could literally see the difference. So oh, I guess I didn't mention that he said that like he's been going through this for a while, and he stressed that the change in company, it wasn't because the company changed, which I don't fully believe. As someone with anxiety, I know for a fact changing companies like this would be anxiety inducing. So even if he had anxiety before, changing companies did not help. And like when I thought he was gonna fold the posters when he packed it, but he didn't. And then like I went back in bubble because I wanted to remember when did the Vietnam event get canceled. So that was December 2023. And like even his bubble messages back then were so different than what they are now. Like for a while now, his bubble messages have been very short. Usually it's kind of like good morning, something about the weather, something about food, good night. It's been like that pretty much all year. But like back then, like, you know, he was tweeting long, I mean, not tweeting, he was making longer messages in bubble. He was more expressive. Like, it was like so crazy. Like, even 2023, right? His Merry Christmas message was like, you know, oh, Merry Christmas. This is very special. This is our first Christmas together. And then this year was literally just Merry Christmas. Like literally. I'll try to, if I can find the screenshots, I'll put them up. But it's like you can tell. Like now, in hindsight, I thought maybe he was just kind of like, I don't know. I don't even know what I thought. And it's like you like don't really notice like the difference until you go back. Oh, this is like thicker than I thought. I thought this was gonna be like paper, but this is like cardboard. So yeah, he couldn't fold it. That's crazy. He did a good job packing this. So we have this one. This is from their Hong Kong festival from last year around this time. And then it's just from the Season's Greetings. It's the same photo as the standee. And then last but not least, for the birthday cafe stuff is these frames. So we have, I'm sure you can't see me, but yeah, this is like a frame. This is good quality. Like the frame and the photo, they're like together. Like it's one solid piece. This is nice. All right, so that's it for birthday merch. Before I take a detour and do the envelopes, which is just photo cards, let's do a Lucy intermission. Now, I did get stuff from the new album, Childish, but that's going to be its own video, a video that you saw before this one. But there are some other non-album stuff. All right, so here, oh, I'll get into it later. All right, so let me erase this a little bit, I guess. Oh, you see all the garbage. All right, well. All right, so here we have this magazine. So they actually did a fan sign for this. This is through K-Town for You. I wanted to test out to see if 4 was enough to get into a fan sign with them. The answer is no. So I bought 4 magazines, didn't get into the fan sign. Where's the photo cards? Yeah, okay. I found them. We'll go to the photo cards after. Okay. This is bigger than I expected, but also flimsier than I expected, so so let's find them. I don't feel like reading. Okay, drag it. Is anybody I know? No. He looks familiar. No, I don't know who that is actually. Anyway, 17. S Mingyu. Oh, Espa Ning Ning. Oh, they dragging Ning Ning. Park Gyu Young. Don't know who that is. Oh, there's my besties all. If you're watching, there you go. Your baby boy. Here we go. So here they have like two different concepts. They had a boy versus adult concept. I don't know if I like that outfit, but oh, this looks smooth. It is kind of cut off at the top there, but it's fine. Okay. Ye-chan with this hair. Like, he's been wrecking me so hard this era. And like, I've been seeing they've been having fan signs now, and I've been seeing like his clips come on my timeline, and like I really kind of want to do a fan call with him, but I think I'm done with fan calls. That's like not the wind, and even then, I don't know what I'm doing with that. It's just that like the parasocialness of it is just too much for me. I kind of wish these outfits are crazy. When they have a more youthful concept than the wind. Look at that blush. And then this concept, hello. What's I gonna say? Oh yeah, I kind of wish I never started doing fan signs because I feel like that in this situation I'm in now will be a lot easier for me if I hadn't. Okay. I think overall I do like this concept better, but you know the other concept is fun too. But you know we can't go backwards. All I can do is just manage my expectations going forward. I think he has the most normal outfit in the childish concept. I wish I would have kept two instead of just one of these because this is like good collage fodder, I think. Even though I literally stole them in an A4. I mean, we're almost done. Might as well just take a peek at the rest of this. You know, this guy. This is where the wind performed. But yeah, so that was it. I don't know where I'm going to put this. This is huge. And floppy. I have no idea. I didn't think that through. And then lastly for Lucy is their fan kit. Never in a million years would I thought my first fan kit wouldn't be Stacy or the Wind. It would be for Lucy. I'm just on taking the plastic off because I don't want to show my membership card. It's like really stuck on there with that. Do they want us to take this off or not? Isn't that supposed to come off? I'm gonna leave it on there because like it doesn't want to come off. All right, how am I gonna do this? Oh, I didn't go over the photo cards for the magazine. I'll just do it at the same time I go over the photo cards for the fan kit. All right, so the first thing we have is the should I zoom? Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so the first thing we have is this 4-cut. It's a group 4-cut. I am going to store this. I have 2 pocket pages for a A4 binder. Next, I guess we get a random pen, and I got Gangwoo. Oh, it is soft. I'm like, it looks soft, but yeah, it is. So that's funny. Let me open it, I guess. Oh, I like the texture of this. And we have this photo card holder. I'm not gonna open it. I decided. And then we have this, I guess this is a slogan. So 2 slogans in one day. Kind of plain, but it just has their names. Sorry if you can't see the whole thing, but I'll almost back out. And then here it just says Lucy, their logo. This is very cheap, actually. Like this whole fan kit. I think membership was like $30. And then the kit was free with membership. Now, you might ask, what am I doing with a membership? I don't know. Okay, might as well. We have this fan. I guess this is a fan. When you're sitting at the concert at Ye Chan's half naked body. He's always like, every clip I see at their concert, he's always doing the most. Alright, let's move this out of the way. So there is, oh, is this the same book? Yeah, no. So it does come with a photo book. Let me zoom out a little bit. Alright, so let's flip through this. Yeah, Ye Chan with his black hair. I did not realize how many tattoos he has. He has a lot of tattoos. You know what? I thought that blonde Ye Chan was powerful, but black hair Ye Chan is also very good. I love their concept. It's funny how, like, you know, these 30-year-olds have a bright concept, but then when it's not going to have a bright concept anymore. Okay, Nintendo Switch. Oh my gosh, he's literally a baby. We have Ye Chan. They be going through it with their fans. Gangwell. I don't know why I say Ye Chan again. They were harassing him on Bubble while he wasn't posting selfies, and he was like, "I just came back from the military. I don't like my hair." He wanted to grow his hair out before he took more selfies, but like they put him right to work. He came back from the military. They re-recorded. Well, this is kind of going over things twice, but they re-recorded the album. So I mean, they re-recorded the old songs without him. They've been on tour. They did busking. They've been busy. And now Wang Sing has to go to the military, I guess. All right, so there's a group photo. Oh, precious. Even though I do consider them like one of, like, in my stand list now, I still don't really watch that much. No, I don't watch any of like their side content. So like I don't really know like their dynamics or their personalities still. And like I know I said previously that I kind of want to step back from the parasocialism of it all. So I don't know if I want to start getting into like their content and stuff. There's one thing. It's kind of a thick book. Oops. Oops. It was like, let's all wear plaid and let's not tell Gungwoo. I guess he is wearing plaid. You just can't really tell because of the suit. What the heck? Oh, these shots are cute. Is this the same photo? Yeah, I think they put the same photo twice on both pages. Okay. Oh my gosh, the whimsy. I don't know, a whimsy or set of 30-year-olds. I feel like I'm kind of, that's like age shaming, but I mean that in the most precious way possible. Look at that. Oops. Well, spoiler for the last page. Oh, there's things on here. I don't have the capacity to read these right now, so I'm just gonna assume that they're very sweet messages. And that is it. Oh, precious. I love this actually. I love this photo book. Okay, and last thing before we get into like the envelopes is this. This is actually not from Korea. This was from Record Store Day. I don't entirely listen to ZB1 anymore. Actually, I haven't listened to them since melting point. But I just felt FOMO for some reason, and I really wanted to get this. And then I realized it came when I saw the OT6 Monster X size photo card. So I was like, I might as well, because I was buying stuff from Record Store Day anyway. So I haven't even listened to this album. So here is the photo card top. So here's the inside. The this really gives like In Bloom vibes. Is anything on this side? Okay, so we have this. Was this fold out? Yeah. So we have this fold out. Oh, I forgot to do the photo cards again. Well, we'll just do all the photo cards at the same time. It's fine. Here are all the lyrics. Yeah, I haven't listened to any of these songs. So I'm sorry, I can't give a review or anything. And like, I know part of me should have left this for like someone who actually stands them to buy it. But hey, maybe I'll listen to the album one day and I really like it. So here is the jacket for the sleeve. I mean, ooh, this is really pretty. Wow, that's beautiful. I love that. And I am a vinyl collector, actually. I collected vinyl before I collected K-pop. I have about 800 records, I want to say. Like, not including box sets, so. Alright, so let's do the photo card, starting with the ones I forgot for Lucy. So here we have the photo cards from the fan kit, which these are gorgeous. So here we have Ye-chan. Remember when I didn't know their names? And now I'm buying their fan club kit. I hope that one of the plans for globalization for the Wind is like fan kits, merch, and stuff like that. But at the same time, are we gonna do that without Heesoo? I don't know if I said this uh, explicitly yet, but in the back of my mind, I think he's not coming back. I think that them announcing a temporary hiatus was just soft launching the leaving the group. I'll explain a little bit more in like the one part of this. I was supposed to not mention that during the Lucy section, but here we are. We got one song with the AirPods. You get both? I didn't realize you got both. What? Okay, wait a minute. So I thought it was one set was for the offline fan sign, and then another set was for the online fan sign, but I got both, which is good because I like both. So we have this one, Gangwil. Oh, I didn't show the back. So here's the back. I like that. Oh my gosh, I did not notice this at first, but Guangguo changed his signature and it looks almost like Heesoo's. I'm going to cry. So you have his signature, his name, and then his name in like English letters, but like color coded. I like that. Oh, it's gonna look so good in the four pocket. Here we have one song. Here we have Senyup. And last but not least, we have Yachan. Showing collarbone. I love his signature with the little dog. I just realized this is going to really mess up the timestamps because I won't show the photo cards with the items that it was unboxed with. So, sorry. Okay, yeah, I kind of think that the adult set is the better set. I can't remember if I showed the back, but it just has their signature. They all have the same print, and then they have their color-coded name. So, yeah, this is a good one. This card is good. Unfortunately, I don't have too much non-Lucy stuff in the binder. Actually, this is the only non-Lucy, the non-album Lucy stuff. But I don't think it'll stick out too much. All right, so now we have these. Oops. And I don't know all, oh, okay, they have the names on the back, so. I don't know who stayed in ZB1 and who left, but this is Hanbin. Here's the back. I should keep this in order. Who's this? This is Jiwoo. Here's Zhonghao. I know for a fact he left. He went to being like in double. I don't even know how you pronounce that. Oh, this is Matthew. Matthew stayed. He's in ZB2 or ZB5. I don't know. I think ZB5 is Matthew, Tede, Gunnook, and the other two I don't know their names. Here's Tede. It kind of kills me when some people pronounce it like Tere. I'm not the best at pronunciation myself, so I can't really clown on anyone, but like, that's an easy name to get right. All right, so here is Ricky. This one I don't know who this is. Let's see. This is Gubin or Gubin. I remember Shy talking about how he was talking about how his name is not Guvin, it's Gubin, and she was like, "Well, you romanized it." This is Gunnook. I love his signature. His signature is not on here, but I didn't realize he was part of Marketing Line. And then I think his name has a Y in it somewhere, right? Oh, look at the freckles. Yeah, Eugen. I remember that because I randomly bought a digipack for their first album and I pulled him. So for their second album, I bought him for consistency's sake, and then I stopped buying their albums. But all right, so this is the photo cards that are not the wind. So now we're going to unbox the photo cards that are the wind. So, and I'm gonna keep this in order. All right, let's start with these photo cards. So these are from my friend. So these are the Taiwanese fan sign photo cards. This is for the actual fan sign, not the one-on-one. I was kind of freaking out about the availability for these after the fact, which actually wasn't that great. So I was kind of justified in that. But I was like, "Are you gonna do it?" He was like, "Oh, I don't know." I was like, "Well, what if I help you buy a set, and you give me the photo card?" So I paid like $120 for these, which was kind of too much. I think it was like $120. I don't remember. At first, he said just pay the difference because these season's greetings were more expensive than the normal ones. But I felt bad, but I shouldn't have, right? Because then he actually went to go to the fan sign. I like how these have branded sleeves. Oh, this set is so good. I love this set so much. The last Heesoo card for a while, if not for forever. I'm laughing now because I've already cried like so much since the 5th, but you know, that. We have Tanatoy. Tanatoy looks good here. I do have a duplicate Heesoo card, but not with him. I bought it somewhere else. You have Hanbin. I kept like hounding him. I was like, "Don't forget. Did you pack it yet? Where did you pack it? How did you pack it? Don't forget. Don't forget." Because like, obviously I've been waiting a very long time. Part of it is just because they just take forever to ship. Like these didn't ship until I want to say or late March. Oh, here's the back. So they did do a little something different with the backs. All of the other ones were pretty plain. Like all the other season greetings event cards. All right, so we have this one. I call this the Lady Gaga set. This is a duplicate. I'm not gonna really explain all the duplicate cards because they're duplicates. Oh, I guess I can just talk about Paysable a little bit. So they changed websites again, and it kind of sucked. Well, like I could see where they were going with the new design. It's just that there are some kinks. Oh, funny story about this one. What was I gonna say? So actually, they've been having like this lucky draw game on their website for a while now for coupons, and normally it's like a $5 off of Bunjang or a $5 off of like a manual, but the grand prize is 100,000 won off. Yeah, 100,000 won off of anything, and I actually pulled it. I got it, and the first time I tried to use it, I used it on a Lucy lucky draw set, so a set of 4. But then they canceled it because they said I didn't give them enough money. But what happened was that they on their new site they separate shipping, so they have their like the amount of the item and shipping. But for whatever reason, they didn't take that into account when they were doing my buy request. So they said I didn't send them enough money, and I kind of snapped on them. And I was like, because they say that coupons lost due to canceled or refunded items won't be reinstated. And I said, no, this is your fault. I showed them the screenshot showing I sent them enough money. And I was like, this is your fault. You will reinstate my coupon. So instead of using the 100,000 won coupon on an 80,000 won item, I used the 100,000 won coupon, the whole amount, to take off shipping. So it actually kind of worked in my favor because also they took forever. They took them like 3 weeks to rectify it. And by that time I was ready. So we have, this is the Polaroid set, like the Polaroid event set. So by the time they finally rectify it, I sent them one more email. I mean, one more message, like right when the consolidation was done, so I could use it for this. Because that's another thing. Yes, the coupon was for 100,000 won, but it expired in 2 days. So you had to think of something really quick to buy with it. So they're kind of slick with that. Yeah, we can do. I did get a dupe for that. I'll put the I'll put it here, whatever. I have Yuki's doppelganger from Idol. I felt so bad. So back in December, the seller had a post, and I reached out to them, and I said, "Hey, do you have this set?" And then the Korean offline fan sign set, and she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Can I pay you now?" And she said, "No." She said, "I'll reach out to you when I get it, and and see. Let me know if you still want it." So meanwhile, the Korean Photocards came out like late December, I want to say. Crickets from them. They didn't reach out to me until April, and by then I had already bought the 2 cards. And she was kind of like, "Oh, wow, but you said blah 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 blah." And before I had a chance to respond to her, she was like, "Well, whatever. Have a good day." Like, well, I burnt that bridge. But it's like I didn't know the availability, so I didn't want to wait. I'm gonna wait on that one. So yeah, I didn't want to wait. I am curious about with all these duplicates if they will fit in the A4 binder I have. I can't. I really don't want to split it now because obviously there's going to be no new cards for the foreseeable future. So so this was interesting. So that's not a lot. So the listing on Banjang said that you had to buy all the cards, but I didn't want to buy all the cards. I just wanted this one. And I figured since it wouldn't be me reaching out to the seller, I'd have Paysable make that uncomfortable conversation. So at first, the order was canceled because they said, they wanted to buy the lot. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I went to sleep, and then like while I was asleep, they sent another email saying, "Hey, there's a new listing with that one card." So, my thing is beggars can't be choosers. At this point, if you're selling 3-year-old cards and the majority are album cards, you're not gonna get a lot of bites. All right, so they used the big inclusions as like packing. Oh, okay. So this is the Hyunjin Polaroid. Oh wow, it's cute. So that'll go with my the Hanbin one. This has been so scatterbrained. I don't know if I said everything I wanted to say, but I guess yeah. Just know that I am very sad, and will be sad for the foreseeable future. All right, so here is the other duplicate. I was curious about how collecting like the OT6 and a duplicate Heesoo was gonna work in real time, but now we'll never know. It's gonna smell like perfume. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Cause like, what if we have another year hiatus? All right. So these are from a seller. This is old. Kind of funny because I reached out to them and they were like, and they still had every card I was asking for, and they were like, what was the Twitter account? So she had completely forgot about her old Twitter account. This is a broadcast card. I think it's gonna kind of bug me that these are square. but I couldn't not. And like, part of me wants to take off my duplicate M-Wave card off the wall to have a matching one for this one. But also I don't want to do that. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have an even or odd number of cards in this outfit now. And it gets kind of precarious. Okay, so this is not a duplicate Heesoo card, but I do need this. Oops. Dang it. I was just looking in the camera, like in like the view, the monitor. I was like, oh wow, this is a pretty good even like set, and I just messed it up. Anyway. So here's the other one. I could probably match up the two square cards together and it won't be too weird maybe. So make that its partner instead of the other one in this outfit. So here we have this card. I don't know if I will want two in this because it has the store name on the back, which in like a normal situation, I do like that. It has the name on the back, but I don't know. This. Okay, we're actually kind of almost done. This is crazy. So I do have to film the Lucy album unboxing after this. But number one, kind of losing my voice. Number two, I'm kind of tired. What is this? Signed item? Signed album? What? Unless they just use like junk to pack this or something. Oh, I guess it is signed. Okay. But not... Okay, whatever. Anyway. So we have... Oh, wow. They sent this extra... lucky draw. What the heck? Okay. The Heesoo from that would have been good, but I did not buy that. I did buy this. And this is also a freebie. I don't really need this. But the main thing I bought was this. I'll show the whole thing, whatever. We got a group Polaroid as High Teen's #1 fan. I deserve that. Okay, we have this Teletubby PC, which still kind of makes me laugh because you probably never saw a Teletubby before. They're probably like, what are you asking us to pose with? I don't remember buying this, but I'm glad I have it. I love this so much. When did I buy this? Anyway, I know for a fact, even if I do film a binder maintenance / storing photo cards video, I'm not going to store my Heesoo duplicates on camera. It's just going to be too hard. So I'm definitely going to do that today. Store those. So it'll be nice to do that for the last time for the foreseeable future, if not forever. Okay, so this is going to be a huge pack of Heesoo duplicates. They also sent me... Why would I need 2 of the same packs of photo cards? She kills me with this. She does this to me every time. Okay, so let's get started. Actually, we have this card, which I love this card too. Okay, so we have this to match with this. Look at that. All right, I gave up on the other seller who I bought this from, so I bought the duplicate. There's also a couple of like older cards from the Chinese haul that I previously bought with the same seller who ghosted me. I just want to get these in the Heesoo binder so I can get the signed cards back into the signed item binder. All right, so we're going to kind of rapid fire these. These are all duplicates. You've seen these before. They're going to be Heesoo. They're all gorgeous. They're all amazing. These are the last Heesoo cards for a while. Matches the Polaroid outfit I bought. This is a duplicate. I accidentally bought this from Bunjing when I bought it from this person. I did not particularly like this for the signed item binder because it will be the wrong way, but I think at that point I figured I'm gonna just collect everything. I'm surprised I didn't have this already. I love that card. This I kind of snapped on them because I bought this I bought this from them last year and they didn't send it. They said they forgot. I'm like, but you sent me the proof, but then you forgot. Okay. Yeah, this card. This is a dupe. They're all dupes, but this is a dupe. Here's a Chinese card. Another Chinese card. Another Chinese card. I'm surprised I didn't do an 8 spread of the Prince outfit. There should be enough now. We'll see. And then last but not least, this one. All right. That was I kind of sped through that, but this video is long enough. I think I've been filming for 3 hours now. All right, so that is it for this collective haul. Like I said, the next video probably is going to be a binder maintenance video. After that will be Stacy's comeback unboxing, if there is a physical album. Surprise! Thought you saw the last of editing Inu, but bad news is there is no binder maintenance video. Actually, I haven't stored the non-Heesoo duplicates. They're in Pokemarket boxes. I don't know when I'm going to store those, and I don't know if I'm going to film it. But the good news is that Stacy's comeback is a physical release. So there will be a release week unboxing, and then, you know, whenever I get my stuff in from Korea, it will be a collective haul. So look forward to that. And if not, and regardless after that, will be the Winds comeback. Unless that's not a physical album, because that is always a possibility these days. So we'll just keep an eye out. In terms of collecting the Winds new era, right now I'm leaning more towards just fully collecting like normal, even though it's just going to be very painful. So yeah. All right, guys, so that is it. And so until the next time, I have the worst 2 months of my life, and my alt bias goes on temporary hiatus. I will see you later. Thank you for watching. Oh, give this a thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe, etc. I will see you later. Goodbye.